Irene is dead, Urza don't care, Natsu is back without repercussion. There's your chapter. After weeks of questionable moments, it finally returns to the focus on Natsu and his whereabouts in his own heart. As the hype has been building up his fate for a while, it finally reaches to the conclusion. It pains me to say that this was a disappointing conclusion for a long build-up. I understand the message behind it, but it is a way on how it was played out that really made it underwhelming. After the obscure moment from the last chapter, it didn't need this. Let me clarify that this chapter isn't awful. It's okay. However, it could have been better in many ways if the focus was more structured towards Natsu and his decision. It could be a drag, but if it needs to make an impact, so be it. There are other parts, but we'll get to them soon. Again, the chapter is not bad. There are good moments that I like. The aftermath of Urza versus Irene is a mixed feeling for me, but focusing on the positive, there's a tender moment with Urza and Wendy. Though I wonder how Urza can say she's okay with broken bones, unless Wendy healed her or they weren't broken. I liked how it plays out when Wendy reacts about Master no longer around. It's the first time to see a reaction of someone who didn't know about his death. It's a bit sad, and it's a good way to segue from losing a parent figure. As for Natsu, the journey to somewhere has been long, but it comes to an end in this chapter. By the end, he didn't meet N or whatever form of demon present there. Instead is Ignil, which is fitting to Natsu's character. I find the moment between them charming, more on their interaction rather than making a choice part. These two have a genuine bond that it does make the journey sweet on one half. It's the path of growth for Natsu that was long awaited for him to come clear. It does feel good to see Natsu back in the real world and find himself just in time to see the Universe 1 that Irene created disappearing, and coincidentally have them return in Lucy's home. Yes, that includes the princess returning normal, so at least we know. While the visual isn't great as the last couple of chapters, it's pretty solid on capitalizing the panel moments. The way how it was structured with Urza and Wendy's is done nicely, and it's effective enough. The best I can say is the art did a good job of setting the emotional connection between characters, like how Natsu's and Ignil feel connected even when they are not really there. It's a father-son bonding feeling. Unfortunately, those moments couldn't hold up against the long anticipation with disappointments and lack of progress. Irene being an afterthought feels odd. I know Urza says her farewell, but it doesn't feel like anything has changed. I mean, sure, we don't get Dragon Slayer Urza. I think that would just cause mayhem for the fans, but there should have been something more to it. I can't bite my own words if the later segment says otherwise, but as of now, none really has accomplished. We have Universe 1 undone, but other than that, there's nothing much else. The major problem is the undelivered hype from Natsu and his journey. It's not because we don't get to meet N or whoever else. It's because of how quick the resolution went in and out. While the message is good, it's done rather hastily. If you were to ask me, is this series getting cancelled? I would have searched for it. It's not getting cancelled, don't get me wrong, but it certainly rushed the resolution and it just feels so quickly pasted. The idea is to have Natsu to choose which side he's on, demon or dragon. He recaps his moment with Zerov, only to draw a conclusion in the matter of, but it's like, but hey, I'm human, isn't that okay? In which Ignil replies, sure it is. Well done. It's nonchalantly that isn't warranted. It's gone by quick as possible and returned to the real world like normal. It's really unsatisfying. I don't think the idea is that he loses both power of demon and dragon in him. It's more of acknowledging himself as a human with those traits. Think as like this. He's half dragon, half demon, but full human. That's the point. Unless the next chapter proves me wrong, he didn't lose anything. But maybe, just maybe, he is stronger than ever. It would be terrible if he returns with absolutely nothing. I believe that if Mashima didn't have to cram in the chapter with the world returning to its normal presence, there could have been room for a more elegant moment of Nasu's decision. It feels like we are missing pages of Nasu's explanation and more of impactful panels that make the whole thing satisfying at the very least. Sure, it's disappointing on we didn't get to see anything more than just justifying his being, but at least it would have an impact. The world is normal and they're at the starting point, ready to strike back. Funny because they were doing just fine. I can't say this chapter is bad because there are good moments in there, and some of them are tender and grasp the right tone of bonding. Sadly, the anticlimactic and disappointing payoff with the lack of feeling developed is striking. If they're at the starting point, it's time to get better. I'm giving this chapter a 6. Just above average, and really is an okay chapter. I just wish it was more satisfying, and I wish it had more time to make it feel like it's an impact to his characters rather than just nonchalantly get out of the way, which it shouldn't be the case. This has been going on for so long and it could have been addressed better. What are your thoughts of this chapter? Shouldn't it have more time on the Nasu's decision? Yes, I know some people want to see End or whoever we supposed to see that's new. I just wish it would have been someone else just to make something a little bit more worthwhile. I do like the address to be as a human, but again, it did it in a rush way that it just doesn't feel very climactic. It just didn't pay off so dearly that we have spent so much time with Nasu. Now that everything going back to reset mode, hopefully something good will come out of it. I mean, we have August still, but I'm just hoping for something intriguing to happen in this series. My thoughts are told. Don't let yours on hold. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.